and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Panthers and the Steelers, and it's coming up next.
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. On first down, Darnold. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free.
And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Following the fumble recovery, Foster. 7 yards, the pickup there.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Foster to throw on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. Here's Darnold. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That's returnable now for Smith. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves, maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Foster. And that is incomplete. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door. Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful. And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there. You know, following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now a toss play. It's Harris. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play. Foster now off the play fake. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And that will be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
He's going to look deep for more. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A big play there for Carolina. Panther football to start quarter number 2. We're scoreless after 1. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On 2nd and 7, Darnold. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now Darnold. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. A great play there. There to make the grab as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Steelers nothing.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. Now a give, running left is Harris. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 41 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Here's Foster throwing on 1st down. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Now Foster to throw on 1st down. That's swung out wide to Harris. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now Foster, off play action. And he fires one incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll get this out quickly to Goodwin. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Off play action. Foster. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Yetur Gross-Matos. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And Old Mo is a very, very fickle man. I like what they tried to do there, tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a 1st down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
And his kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Sam Darnold and the Carolina offense set to take over here. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well.
The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll toss to Harris. Shreds the tackle, and he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
The big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. Oh, fighting off the defender. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle him up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to slip through.
And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. A good display of power, but ultimately it gets him just inside the 5 to the 4 and no further. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. They'll try the left side. Harris. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
From the 4 now, 3rd and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in the field goal range. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Faking the give, Darnold. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at? For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Throwing again is Darnold. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey, and he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Here's Smith to return it. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through.
And got his man complete. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. So we reach half. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Both of these coaching staffs with some big decisions to make coming up as the preseason draws to a close. The second half is going to be filled with a lot of evaluation. And to bring it your way, we go back to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Foster. Throw left side complete. That's Porter. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the third quarter. Another big play right there.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He gets it complete to Harris. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a first and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now first and goal, expect them attack right here on this play.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. When you're down this close inside the 5, do you like putting the ball to the outside like that?
No, I like it inside. I want more quick hitters, straight ahead type runs, maybe get off tackle, but I don't want to string it out and have a chance for them to run it down behind me.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey, and he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey.
And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Now the Steelers getting set and ready for their next possession.
And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted.
Dante Jackson picks it. And the Panthers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all. And it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's the option going left on second down. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, the risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change, because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. On 1st and 10, Darnold. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
A first down throw, Darnold. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Showed the nice footwork and then hit and dropped shy of the 45. 7 yards, the pickup there. On second down, McCaffrey. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. And that'll do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 20-yard line.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Wide open receiver complete. And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that.
He's got it for a Panther touchdown. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the Panthers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Now a throw here to his running back. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got a man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 38 yards.
Well, he's certainly trying to earn his way into some more looks in the offense once the regular season heats up. If he continues to make plays like that, I think QB1 will look his way a little more often once the regular season begins.
And he'll go down at the 28. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On 1st down, Clifton. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. That catch good for only a couple.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On 2nd down, Woodard. And still about 3 yards shy of a 1st as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
I see you, boy. I see you.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
So now the Panthers down on the scoreboard. Just under 2 minutes to go. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Weiss. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw. Weiss. And that's complete to Davis. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Back to throw now on 1st down.
Checks this down to Hubbard.
And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Back to throw again. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Uncorks one for Davis. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out.
And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking middle, and that's complete. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 16.
And the Panthers are right back in this football game.
Well, in all likelihood, this ball game's still over. I mean, even with the interception, 2-score game, they need a miracle.
Curious decision to even throw the ball in that situation, but maybe they saw a stacked line of scrimmage and said, hey, it's better to try and throw than to try and run against it. In any event, I think you're exactly right. Now, the other team can pad their stats, but I think they're going to win.
Yeah, but still, don't change the channel just yet. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Weiss.
Looking underneath and finding Hubbard.
And he'll wind up getting about 8, but the clock will run. Also, don't forget, it's now 3rd down. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
On 3rd and 2, Weiss. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 26. And Charles.